Hello and welcome to the Spinnaker Industries training program on eye protection, the care, use, and type, version 1.0. At Spinnaker, your safety is our top priority. This is our agenda for today. First, we'll discuss the legislative requirements pertaining to eye protection. Next, we'll look at some activities that require us to use our eye protection. From there, we'll move into injuries and hazards, prevention, the type of eye protection available at Spinnaker, and lastly, a summary. Legislative requirements. If you refer to the Ontario Regulations Industrial Act 851, it states under Section 81, a worker exposed to the hazard of eye injury shall wear eye protection appropriate in the circumstances. Now, when it comes to eye protection, we must always wear eye protection that conforms to CSA standards Z94-3. Activities requiring eye protection. In your work environment, exposed eyes are susceptible to many physical, chemical, and radiation hazards. Eye protection is often the only practical means of preventing injuries from physical hazards, such as using hand tools or power tools and having flying particles, chemical hazards, such as applying chemicals and the splashback effect. Note you always want to refer to your SDS whenever you're using chemicals, and radiation hazards, working near or prolonged exposure to ultraviolet radiations, whether it's visible or invisible light rays. Injuries and hazards. In your work environment, injuries from the lack of eye protection may result in a broad array of injuries, including minor cuts from flying particles, chemical burns from splashbacks, and a loss of eyesight from radiation. Physical hazards such as cuts or abrasions or impalement from flying particles or dust. Chemical hazards such as in picture number 2, chemical burns from splashback effect, heat, or acids. Or lastly, radiation hazards, whether it's partial or permanent blindness from light waves or glare. Prevention, the type of eye protection. There are many ways to protect your eyes from eye hazards, including spectacles class 1, which can protect your eyes from physical and radiation hazards, such as flying particles, dust, and dirt. Note, you can also use anti-fogging compounds to enhance your visibilities. Goggles protect your eyes from chemical splashbacks and physical hazards. Ventilation ports along the goggle allow air to pass through and to prevent fogging. And lastly, face shields and welding masks. They are designed to protect your eyes from physical, chemical, and radiation hazards. They're mostly used for heat work or high-frequency cutting. Hygiene. Ensure eye protection is cleaned regularly to enhance visibility, and you want to replace whenever there's crack or scratches to the lenses. In summary, protecting your eyes is very important. When it comes to flying particles, such as concrete, you want to use your spectacles for minimum protection, or for optimal protection you want to use either goggles or a face shield. When it comes to flying particles such as dust, dirt, or wind, again, your spectacles class 1 will provide the minimum protection, but for optimal protection you might want to refer to your goggles or your face shield. When it comes to heat, glare, sparks, or splash from molten metals, you want to either use your spectacles class 1 for minimum protection, or for optimum protection you want to refer to a face shield or a welder's mask. When it comes to chemicals such as acids or the splashback effect, goggles and face shields work best. And lastly, for flares, light, or welding, you want to refer to your welding mask. Care. Eye protection is subject to many damage-causing hazards. You want to inspect lenses for pitting and scratches that may impair vision. Loose frames must be replaced or removed from service, and you also want to use anti-fogging solution to enhance your visibility. Next, we have a little training video that discusses the importance of eye protection.
We have an amazing demonstration of why safety glasses are important in the lab. It's a very simple demonstration. Sealed tube of water heated up in front of some tomatoes. 2 of the tomatoes are wearing safety glasses, 2 of them are not. We use tomatoes because tomatoes are a bit like eyeballs, and we thought it would be much too gruesome to get real eyeballs from the butcher. When we heat one of these sealed tubes, they're called Krakatoa tubes, after the volcano that exploded catastrophically in the late 19th century. As you heat it, the water begins to boil, water turns into steam, the volume of steam is much bigger than the volume of the water, so the pressure goes up and up and up and can reach several hundred atmospheres if the glass is really strong. Then suddenly, and pieces of glass fly everywhere. And if you look at the poor tomatoes, you can see that the tomatoes without the safety glasses were pierced by pieces of glass. One of them was actually peeled. Gives a new meaning to having your eyes peeled. You could see where the glass had gone through the eyeball. But like all demonstrations that we do, we thought we would do it several times. In the second run, the glass tube wasn't strong enough and it went off with a really quite small bang. In fact, in high speed, you can see the tube flying away like a rocket. The third tube was an enormous explosion. Really, even Neil, our gallant technician, was a bit shaken. In this case, the eyeballs with the safety glasses were slightly damaged because the explosion blew the glasses up. And of course, in our simulation, there isn't a nose, so some of the glass got through the gap where you would normally have your nose. The protecting effect of the glasses, we call them glasses, they're actually made out of plastic, polycarbonate. If you look close up, you can see where the plastic has been pitted by the flying bits of glass. The safety glasses are probably not usable again afterwards because of the scratches, but you can throw those away. You can't throw away your eyeballs more than once.
If you have any questions about this or any other training program, please contact a member of the Bellator group. Thank you and have a great day.